What's real about reality TV? Usually less than you'd think. Whether they're fixing homes or talking to ghosts, these programs are all about putting on a show.
NBC's America's Got Talent claims it's trying to find the best talent in the country, but is the production as pure in its intent as it claims to be? Like many ratings-hungry reality competition shows, the series has faced allegations that elements of the production are rigged. But is there any evidence that parts of America's Got Talent are indeed fabricated? You can't always trust those heartbreaking contestant backstories, especially in the early rounds. America's Got Talent ran into a serious fact-checking problem in Season 7 when singer Timothy Poe's story fell apart. Poe told the show he learned how to sing to help get over a stutter he developed after being injured while serving overseas as an Army sergeant.
I had got hit by a grenade in Afghanistan.
After his audition aired, reports surfaced that his inspiring story was false. While he did serve in Afghanistan, it was only for a month, and there's no record of the grenade incident. To make things worse, a photo Poe provided the show supposedly of him in uniform was actually another soldier entirely. Plus, audio later surfaced of a stutter-free Poe calling his inspirational ailment into question. If that wasn't enough, he also lied about serving and getting wounded in Iraq. Producers later clarified that the show only does background checks on the top 48 contestants, so they simply took Poe at his word. Season 2 runner-up Cass Haley claimed that during the audition process, he was manipulated by producers into triggering a young female contestant to cry on camera. It was an incident he later called, quote, "the first time I realized I couldn't trust these people." Waiting in the green room with other hopefuls while the unnamed singer performed, a producer entered the room and told everyone she had made it, so they should get ready to cheer and clap. Haley says she entered the room, everybody cheered, and she broke down crying. Turns out she hadn't made it, but the producers purposefully misled her fellow contestants into cheering and clapping to trigger her tears, at least according to Haley. Watching the show, it seems like getting the majority of the judges to give you a thumbs up qualifies you for the next round. However, according to past contestants, this is not necessarily the case. Season 10 competitor Kayvon Zand said he received 3 yes votes in the preliminary round, but was told in a generalized email from producers that he would still have to wait to find out if he would actually appear in the next round. Zand's claim was echoed by Season 7 comedian Sammy Obeid, who said he earned the necessary amount of yes votes, but was later told he was put on standby. While Zand and Obeid both wound up making it to the next round, it looks like not everyone who earns the judges' favor actually gets to advance, and could be secretly eliminated without getting a chance to perform again, a fact the show conceals. While the show makes it seem like the contestants get to choose what to perform, some reports claim producers have a heavy hand in determining what contestants do on stage. After he was eliminated in the second round, the street performer and magician known as Special Head posted a video on YouTube of an act America's Got Talent allegedly wouldn't allow him to perform, appearing to levitate another person while producing lightning from his fingers, a follow-up to his self-levitation that won him the first round. The tell-all book, Inside AGT, The Untold Stories of America's Got Talent, confirms that the show does get to ultimately choose what happens on stage. While the artist is allowed input, the final decisions are all made by the show. For the initial audition and judge cuts, America's Got Talent is not a live show, and some believe this could open the door for fraud, specifically regarding magic acts. Speculation bubbled to a head in 2017 when famous YouTube skeptic Captain Disillusion posted a long video explaining how the sleight-of-hand magic act of so-called visualist Will Tsai was almost surely faked by producers using some CGI and creative editing. As Disillusion explains, Tsai is famous online not for his practical close-up magic tricks, but for his nifty post-production video skills. So his America's Got Talent performance was most likely pulled off in collaboration with the show's producers and post-production team, something the show did not advertise. Disillusion also notes that this wasn't the first time the show used editing in a magic act.
It's a reality show. It's all fake. They can do whatever they want.
Since 2014, Alaskan bush people has been airing on the Discovery Channel, following the seemingly dangerous lives of the Brown family. But are those adventures real, or is Alaskan bush people one big reality TV show lie? There are actually a few reasons why Alaskan bush people is totally fake. Family patriarch Billy Brown wrote One Wave at a Time in 2007, which was the source of the inspiration for Alaskan bush people. The Brown family supposedly ventured into the lower 48 for the sole purpose of turning his book into a movie or TV show. Capital City Weekly reports that the Browns took a production crew back to Alaska to recreate the journey described in the book. It was initially intended to be a one-season documentary in which the Browns reenacted their lives in the Alaskan bush, but the project proved so popular that it was repackaged into an ongoing series. True isolation means there are no roads, nearby towns, or neighbors. But this wasn't the case with the Browns when they set up shop during the first season. According to research by Alaska Dispatch News, the show filmed near a resident who admitted his family wasn't too thrilled with the noise. They also claim the first season took place half a mile away from a pizza place because nothing says wilderness quite like melted cheese and pepperoni. Sometime between seasons 4 and 5, the Browns found themselves in California, where Noah Brown allegedly met up with a pretty Californian brunette named Karina L. Kaufman. Later, she accepted an invitation to Browntown to reunite with him. Their date was filmed for season 5, and shortly after their awkward encounter aired, internet sleuths found Kaufman's social media profiles and her IMDb page. The coincidence seems to imply that Alaskan bush people hired an actress. It wouldn't be surprising. After all, the date was mostly about Brown getting over his ex-girlfriend. He even performed a song about it for Kaufman. Because nothing wins a girl over on a date like a guy singing a song about his ex-girlfriend. CNN reported that the Browns pled guilty to lying on their permanent fund dividend forms. Dividend forms are used to pretty much give out free money for anyone staying in Alaska year-round, which the Brown family didn't technically do for a couple of years.
The charges came with a potential prison sentence for much of the family.
All I know is we'll do what we've always done. We'll take what comes, we'll knock it down, and we'll stand proud.
Billy Brown attempted to explain the family's legal problems to TV viewers, implying that the family is innocent because the state won't allow them to live free and wild.
They won't let you live like we live anymore. If anything else, what you and I are going through right now and about to go to jail for proves it.
Using state money to support yourself is kind of the opposite of off-the-grid independence anyhow. The Alaskan Bush People creators went out of their way to claim that the Brown kids had no clue how an iPhone works or who Kim Kardashian is.
That's the princess
of
or
England.
queen.
The queen's still alive.
Is she?
Jazzy.
But before they were known as Alaskan Bush People, the family created a website to market themselves and Billy Brown's books, which pretty much shatters the claim that the Browns have no concept of modern technology. Sure, the site could have been professionally built for the Browns because of their lack of computer savvy, but there's plenty of other evidence that further proves that the Brown family really isn't a bunch of Kimmy Schmidts. Case in point, their individual YouTube channels. Bam, Gabe, Noah, Snow, and Rain Brown were all active on YouTube at one point, and their channels featured some very non-wilderness details about their lives, unless arcade shootouts are just some Alaskan wilderness tradition that we just don't know about yet.
Though HGTV is prime weekend binge watching, it's no secret that the channel's popular home and renovation shows might not be what they seem. And we're not just talking about the phony house hunting scenarios or the obviously manufactured drama. Still don't believe us? Hold on to your shiplap. Here are the reasons these HGTV shows are totally fake.
Drumroll, please.
Love It or List It combines the house hunt and renovation genres, but with a twist. At the end of each episode, homeowners decide to either live in their updated home or sell it and move into an upgrade.
And are you going to love it?
Or are you going to list it?
We're going to list it.
Love it.
List it. I love it.
But according to a Redditor who claims their aunt and uncle appeared on the show, producers actually had them record both endings, and the network chose to air its favorite. The Redditor also claims the show portrayed said uncle and aunt as having listed their home, but in reality they stayed put. That story may or may not be true, but there have also been real-world legal ramifications from the show's shenanigans.
Oh my God!
In 2016, Dina Murphy and Timothy Sullivan from North Carolina sued the show citing a variety of complaints, according to the Miami Herald. Murphy and Sullivan alleged the show misappropriated their renovation funds and used a subpar contractor who did questionable work. The lawsuit stated, the show is scripted with roles and reactions assigned to the various performers and participants, including the homeowners. These characters are actors or television personalities playing a role for the camera, and in this case, none of them played more than a casual role in the actual renovation process.
We took out a substantial loan for this and put in some of our own money.
We're guessing they didn't love it. In 2012, real estate blog Hooked on Houses landed a major scoop when it alleged that the fan favorite House Hunters was almost totally fake. According to show participant Bobby Jensen, her experience was phony from top to bottom, starting with the reason the family supposedly appeared on the series.
I don't think there's any way that the show could actually follow someone because real house hunts take months.
Jensen claims that the producers made the family seem like they desperately needed a bigger house, but in reality they were simply upgrading and had decided to rent out their existing home. Next, Jensen Jensen revealed her family had already purchased the home they would supposedly be hunting for. This is allegedly a common practice for any HGTV show that portrays prospective homeowners shopping for homes. So did they just go around looking at listings and pretend they were interested? Jensen revealed on the blog, "The ones we looked at weren't even for sale. They were just our two friends' houses who were nice enough to madly clean for days in preparation for the cameras. And it looks like the show's spin-off series isn't any more authentic."
I think this move will test our relationship because I've never lived with a partner before, so it will be really interesting to see what we both want.
According to HuffPost, a woman whose Mexican villa was portrayed as one of the reject properties for prospective buyers on House Hunters International also claimed that the show swapped in a younger couple to play the buyers to appeal to a wider audience and steer away from the typical retirees that are often depicted. Another show participant, Dr. Nate Lambert, wrote a Medium post about his experience. He describes enjoying having his family move to Fiji documented, but he also confirms the phony home search. He recounted how producers over-dramatized a disagreement over kitchen views and admits the realtor was an HGTV plant, which he says had to be done due to the way the real estate industry works in Fiji. Fixer Upper is the Waco, Texas-based home renovation show starring husband and wife team Chip and Joanna Gaines. And it goes like this. He's the contractor and she's the designer, and they work with a homeowner to flip rundown properties into dream homes. Fixer Upper also has a pretty good reputation for being on the up and up when it comes to the Gaines duo actually doing what they portray on the show, but there are a few discrepancies.
Well, it's your fault. You're the one that showed him the house.
First, the house hunt at the beginning of each episode is all for, you guessed it, show. It's the same deal as House Hunters. HGTV wants folks who are already under contract on a house, according to show participant David Ridley, who appeared on season 3 of Fixer Upper. He told Fox News, "They show you other homes, but you already have one. After they select you, they send your house to Chip and Joanna and their design team." At this point, we can all move past the fact that nobody is actually discovering their dream home for the first time on camera. But is everything else on Fixer Upper genuine? According to Country Living, yes. Except if a homeowner wants to keep the furniture used for staging, they have to buy it. That seems fair, just so long as it's never revealed that Joanna doesn't actually love shiplap. The HGTV Dream Home giveaway has been going strong since 1997, but if you're picturing the lucky winner moving into their stunning new digs and living in the lap of luxury, think again. According to the Wall Street Journal, almost none of the winners can afford to keep the home because of the huge tax liability, which is estimated to be around 40% of the total value of the house. In fact, out of 8 previous winners by 2004, only 1 actually retained ownership of the property.
It was going to be like it's going to cost you $1 million to keep your free home.
This exact situation occurred for 2005 winner Don Cruz, who wasn't able to satisfy the tax liability he estimated at $800,000. Cruz tried to make it work anyway, choosing to reject the option of taking cash and other prizes, and living in the house for almost 2 years before letting it lapse into foreclosure. He told KLTV that by the time he gave up the house, he'd sunk into $1.43 million in debt. To state it simply, in order to win and keep the HGTV Dream Home, you already have to be rich. Otherwise, you've basically won a giant cash prize and the opportunity to be photographed in a particularly lovely house for a few minutes. HGTV's landscape renovation show Yard Crashers has one of the best concepts of all time. The show walks into a big box home improvement store and randomly selects an unsuspecting customer for a stunning backyard makeover. A dream come true.
How about taking me home right now?
Unfortunately, dreams aren't real, and apparently neither is Yard Crashers, according to one Redditor who says their good friend was selected for the show because his sister knew the producer, so they staged the supposed random encounter at Lowe's. On top of that, the Redditor also claims that some concrete work done by the show wasn't exactly top-notch, and that his friend ended up having to sink even more money into the makeover to fix structural issues. Again, this could all be hearsay, but host Chris Lambton did tell Pop Sugar that they screen participants for attitude and that they chat up at least 15 to 20 people before finally casting a homeowner. Call us crazy, but we're not sure how surprised the lucky homeowners are to talk to the guy who has a camera crew in tow and who just rejected a dozen other shoppers. Thanks to Hooked on Houses becoming the go-to destination for HGTV participants to air their grievances, we also know that Designed to Sell, the show that gave homeowners a budget of $2,000 and a pro design team in order to stage their house for the market, is also fake as a plastic ficus.
Thank you so much, Designed to Sell. I've had several offers on the house. I'm so excited. I'm moving into the city. This has been awesome.
According to one homeowner, her house was not even on the market and would not be for over a year, but the show cast her anyway. As a result, producers staged a fake open house at the end of the makeover process that was entirely attended by the homeowner's friends and family. On top of that, she said that when the crew came through for what would essentially be the aftershots, there was incomplete work they had to avoid filming. Designed to Sell also took a page out of Love It or List It's playbook, allegedly having homeowners shoot multiple endings, one saying their house sold thanks to the makeovers, and one saying they haven't sold yet but they've seen a lot of interest. Wow. In 2013, the AV Club spoke with Atlanta resident Chinete Pruitt about his experience on Curb Appeal the Block. While Pruitt claimed he had nothing but love for the production crew and the contractors for busting their humps, he did expose a few ways in which the show fudged his reality. For starters, the establishing shots, which are supposed to be the exterior shots of the surrounding neighborhood, were nowhere near Pruitt's house. Pruitt also claimed the crew carefully avoided shooting a, quote, sub-crack house monstrosity near his home. He also claimed the host would park his convertible, walk around, then drive off. But aside from all of the TV magic that went into making Pruitt's episode, he suffered possibly the biggest manipulation after a retaining wall the contractors put in to prevent flooding had the complete opposite effect. Though the show sent contractors out multiple times to try and fix the problem, the basement still floods routinely after heavy rain, leaving Pruitt to feel like the fun he had with the crew maybe wasn't worth it. He said, "I just wish things had been a little better planned."
Oh my gosh, look at that water.
It is a beautiful view.
Gorgeous view.
Beachfront Bargain Hunt is basically House Hunters International if it only went to American cities with gorgeous coastlines. And just like that fake HGTV house hunting show, this one also requires its participants to already own the house they're supposedly shopping for. And thanks to Outer Banks realtor Joanna's blog about her experience with the show, we can report on a few other small facets of fakery as well.
Waterfront is a must-have, something with a deep water lagoon perhaps for a nice-sized boat.
What size boat do you have?
I don't have a boat.
Probably the oddest thing Joanna had to say was that producers told her not to use the word nice, and that they were so serious about it they even had to start several scenes over when she accidentally used the term. Joanna also said that although there was no script, they were made to re-enter each room 2 to 4 times, repeating the exact same phrasing they used the first time to ensure the crew got the coverage. This all calls into question the overall integrity of a show that purports to capture the thrill and excitement of a beach home purchase. After all, if the stressful real estate transaction is fake, the home search is fake, and the genuine emotion of discovering a dream home is diminished by multiple reshoots, what's left? Oh right, sitting at home and playing What Do These People Do and How Can They Afford This from your obviously not beachfront couch. Okay, never mind, HGTV gives us life.
In the world of home improvement dramas, Drew and Jonathan Scott are kings. The Canadian twin brothers have created one of the most compulsively watchable shows in the home decorating universe. But is everything what it seems? Not exactly. Here's why Property Brothers is totally fake.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
Although a tiny fraction of the Scott brothers' clients may actually be shopping around for a house, it seems most of them already have their home picked out, if not under contract.
Please pray that this house is in our budget.
Jonathan told Pop Sugar, "We have homeowners who have identified a house that they already like. Because everything moves so fast for the show, we have found that it doesn't work well for people who haven't even started searching." In short, the walking around looking at houses portion is often just for show, as is the drawn-out, dramatic deliberation between the buyers as to which home they'll choose.
I'm the realtor, that's my job.
Considering most clients already have a house picked out, you can guess that a healthy percentage of the folks on the show aren't necessarily using Drew as their real estate agent. Yes, if you see some back and forth offering and counter offering happening on an episode, it's probably legit. But for the folks who show up already holding the keys to their new house, Drew's just there to mug for the cameras.
All right, cut. That's a wrap on the brothers.
Awesome. Thank you. See you guys. Time to go home.
However, sometimes the brothers will indeed change the homeowners' minds. Jonathan told Pop Sugar, "Sometimes when we're showing them other houses, because of the resources that we have, we can do more than they would have ever been able to do." Don't get us wrong, it's not like Property Brothers leaves its projects unfinished, but only about half the house, between 3 and 4 rooms worth, gets stripped down, rebuilt, and furnished to the gills with the Scott brothers' help.
I have some ideas about things we could do to the space.
Folks who appear on the show get to pick which rooms the brothers renovate, and even then, there are rules. According to MSN, homebuyers can either get their kitchen or their bathroom redone, but not both. If you want to be on the show, you'll have to make some tough choices about where you truly need that signature touch.
Jonathan on the show would like you to believe that he does all the work, but in reality, I'm the puppet master.
Jonathan is the face of the Property Brothers renovation machine, but he's definitely not the muscle. While he puts in an appearance at pivotal moments, one Reddit poster who auditioned for the show claims the bulk of the work is done by local contractors. If you're selected to be on the show, wear something comfortable because Jonathan's gonna put you to work.
Have you done construction before?
He told Pop Sugar, "If we find that our budget is taking hits left, right, and center, I'll jump in and do even more because I'm not charging for my time, or we'll get the homeowners to jump in and do more." Considering how much eye-rolling and infighting goes on between Property Brothers' prospective homebuyers, you could be thinking every couple on the show filed for divorce once the cameras stopped rolling. The truth is, the drama is likely just another cultivated element of the show that makes it more watchable. But it's not strictly limited to the clients. A 2017 profile in the New York Times revealed that during the filming of Season 5, Jonathan Scott once yanked a toilet out from the floor, but that the moment reportedly didn't have enough drama. So producers had Jonathan shoot the scene while walking into the small bathroom again, acting surprised as he spied the toilet.
I don't do this for just anybody. I do this because I love you.
Another time, strong winds reportedly knocked a metal chimney off the roof and onto the driveway of a house the brothers were renovating the day before a scheduled shoot. So the producers then recreated the high-intensity moment. According to the Times, the director ordered more workers out front, and when he hollered bang, the workers pretended to act surprised. Drew then supposedly ran outside to tell the crew, "Go inside, guys. I don't want you to work outside. It's too windy." As contrived as the majority of the drama on Property Brothers might be, there's one thing about the show that's definitely for real. According to many folks who've appeared on the series, Drew and Jonathan really are the nicest twin home renovation team on the planet.
This is proof. These are tears of joy on my shirt.
Unlike other renovation shows, the Scott brothers let you keep all the staging elements because it was all worked into the budget. Jonathan Scott told Pop Sugar, "Every one of our shows where it's a homeowner moving in, they all keep the furniture. I've heard that some other shows take it all away, and I was like, that's a jerk move. You get someone to fall in love with a room, and then you're like, see ya." So no, everything that you see on TV stays.
When The Hills debuted on MTV in 2006, the show was framed as a real look at a group of friends who moved to LA to chase their dreams. But seeing is not always believing. Now that 2019's reboot, The Hills New Beginnings, has made its drama-packed debut, it's the perfect time to reveal the made-up storylines from the original.
Let's just do it and get it over with.
One of the most infamous on-again, off-again relationships on The Hills was between Audrina Patridge and Justin Bobby Brescia. Patridge just couldn't seem to quit giving Brescia chances, even when he gave her every reason to walk away for good.
I just keep waiting around for you to make a decision, and I can't keep waiting.
But in 2015, Brescia told Complex, "Were we like boyfriend-girlfriend? No, we weren't. We worked a lot. We had some moments. We spent a lot of time together."
We were mostly friends for the most part.
Basically, even now, Brescia refuses to admit that he had any sort of real relationship with Patridge.
He just left me? He's gone? Really? Yeah. I'm sorry. Seriously, I'm done.
But Brescia's description of this supposedly on-off relationship fabricated for TV doesn't completely match up with Audrina's version of events. She told Entertainment Tonight in 2016 that as far as her relationship with Brescia goes,
it was a fine line of real and fake, because we definitely had real feelings for each other, and what we were going through was real.
Audrina added,
"What we were going through in real life, we didn't talk about on the show."
A key Season 1 storyline on The Hills involved Heidi Montag dropping out of college to pursue a career in public relations, much to classmate Lauren Conrad's dismay.
Well, I want to do PR. That's like my ultimate goal. I want to be like the fun party PR girl in LA type of thing.
But in a 2016 interview with BuzzFeed, Montag revealed that her entire job at Bolthouse Productions was in fact a lie. It seems that Montag's involvement with the company was a mutually beneficial relationship, but not an actual career. By the way, that promotion Montag supposedly got over her co-worker Elodie Otto in Season 3, that apparently was totally fake too.
Good for you, I mean. As long as you appreciate it as much as I would have.
I do.
But no hard feelings.
Heidi said, "I definitely did not get the promotion over Elodie. She really worked there and I pretend worked there. So it was obviously a pretend promotion for her to be upset about. That whole plot was scripted." Yet that very same year, Montag gave an interview that seemed to suggest her job was real. She told InStyle, "Working at Bolthouse was such a fun experience. It was great holding the clipboard and feeling like you're running the line. They're one of the biggest event companies in the world, throwing multi-million-dollar parties." Despite her conflicting stories, holding the clipboard doesn't sound like much of a job description. Spencer and Heidi welcomed their first child in 2017, but when they were filming The Hills, one of their most memorable storylines involved Montag hatching a plan to get pregnant despite Pratt's opposition to it.
I took a pregnancy test. I'm not pregnant.
But Heidi told Entertainment Tonight in 2016 that she wasn't actually trying to manipulate her husband into having a kid, claiming, "Yeah, I would never do that. I think that's the worst thing any human could do. I don't like tricking or manipulating people or things like that. I think that's a really important step, and I was way too young. I wasn't even thinking about kids then." So there you have it. The baby drama was a sham cooked up for viewers to enjoy, and it totally worked.
Everything's fake before you know it.
Kristin Cavallari, the star of Very Cavallari and Laguna Beach, joined The Hills in Season 5 as Lauren Conrad's replacement. Understandably, Cavallari joining the cast stirred up some instant drama, especially when she took an interest in Audrina's on-again, off-again boyfriend, Justin Bobby. However, according to Patridge, there wasn't much truth to all that romantic tension. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Patridge recalled filming a party scene and saying,
"You guys, I am not with Justin anymore. Kristen, have him. I want nothing to do with this. Like, I've moved on."
Patridge went on to allege, "Producers locked my car in the gate and took my keys. I called my lawyers and told them they won't let me leave and they want me to do this fake fight and it's just going to make me look bad. And I'm with someone else and I'm not obsessed with Justin and it's making me look like this crazy person." Whether or not these extreme filming techniques are really how things went down, it appears that neither lady was as into Justin Bobby as producers would have you believe. When asked if she regretted any of her on-screen romances, Cavallari told Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen,
"I would say Justin, but I never really dated him."
It was fake.
Yeah.
One particularly memorable moment on The Hills Season 5 took place when Lauren surprised Heidi by turning up at her wedding to Spencer.
Regardless of anything that happened, I really am happy for you.
But Conrad's unexpected appearance at the nuptials was not all that it seemed. As Montag told BuzzFeed, "I know Lauren did not want to come to my wedding, and I was shocked when I saw her. They must have paid her a lot to come. I think producers had both Lauren and Kristin Cavallari there to kind of pass on the baton and show that Kristin was the new head in charge." However, Conrad tells a different story about that wedding. Speaking to Us Weekly in 2016, Conrad claimed producers literally locked me in the basement with 2 security guards and wouldn't let me leave. And I was like, "You can't keep me here." I was throwing a fit. Producer Adam DeVello pushed back, telling the mag that Conrad, quote, "might have felt locked in, but she was not." At the end of Season 1, series star Lauren Conrad was given the opportunity to spend the summer interning in Paris with Teen Vogue. However, Conrad ended up turning down the internship, thus forever becoming known as the, quote, "girl who didn't go to Paris."
Lauren didn't go to Paris. She's going to always be known as the girl who didn't go to Paris.
Lisa Love, the editor who offered Conrad the position, revealed that Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour was actually the one who coined that infamous nickname. But according to co-star Whitney Port, the Paris internship wasn't as glamorous as it was made out to be.
Honestly, when in your life are you ever going to get the chance to do that again? A midnight tour of Paris? Probably never.
Considering Port was selected to travel to the City of Lights in Conrad's place, Whitney told Vogue, "It wasn't an ideal situation, but I thought, okay, this is good for me because I really was pursuing a career in fashion. I thought it showed that I was down and determined to do this." But the trip wasn't the summer-long internship it was sold as on TV.
I always have kind of seen myself more as like dealing directly with fashion, more so than just being like, behind the scenes of a magazine.
Whitney told ET,
"I wasn't really ever hired by Teen Vogue.
Cavallari, who has since reinvented herself with jewelry brand Uncommon James and the reality show Very Cavallari, is probably the most outspoken cast member from the show. In 2019, during an appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, she expressed relief that Port had also revealed some behind-the-scenes truths.
"I can tell you, most of my stuff wasn't real. I'm just happy that more people are finally coming out saying that stuff isn't real, because for the longest time it was only me."
Right.
So thank you, Whitney.
Cavallari also told Splash, gosh. The producers were really crappy to me. I felt like everybody was against me and manipulating me, and that forced me to be a bitch.
It's gonna be like this. It's on.
But she seems to have since made peace with the role she was playing. In 2018, she told Parade that producer Adam DiVello asked her if I was cool with the whole "the bitch is back" slogan. And I was like, yeah, if I'm going to do it, let's do it.
I knew what I was doing, and it worked, obviously.
If Very Cavallari is anything to go by, Kristen is much nicer in real life than The Hills made her out to be. Despite the fact that viewers were busy shipping Lauren and Brody Jenner, it turns out that their fledgling relationship was totally fake.
I feel like we're so distant here. Can I scoot over?
Yes, you can scoot over.
Much better.
Conrad broke the news in 2016, telling Us Weekly, "We were always more friends than anything. He was always very sweet to me, and we enjoyed each other's company. But I think it was one of those things where producers really wanted us to be together, and we both knew that we didn't really have that kind of chemistry." Jenner concurred, revealing to Yahoo,
We'd film a scene of us kissing or being in this lovey-dovey scene, and then right after we'd be like, cut, and it's like, all right, hey, good to see you, and then we go our separate ways.
But the tryst with Conrad wasn't Jenner's only fake relationship on the show. He told the outlet, "The hardest part of it was having to live that fake reality. The not being able to say, I didn't hook up with Jen Bunny. I didn't hook up with Audrina. I didn't hook up with any of these girls."
I'm looking for chicks here too, whatever.
When Spencer arrived on the show in season 2, he was portrayed as Heidi's possible love interest, who just so happened to also be hanging out with Audrina.
I think it might be kind of awkward
Because Heidi and I don't know what's going on.
but we have some kind of beef.
In an interview with Broadly, Montag recalled the moment Pratt arrived at a club with Patridge, who supposedly wasn't on speaking terms with anyone thanks to rumors that she'd been hanging out with one of Lauren's exes. As Montag told Broadly, Patridge showed up with Spencer and we were like, please. Just like that, season 2's drama was born. However, Patridge claims that all of the friction between her and Montag was fabricated, and she never had any romantic interest in Pratt. She told Us Weekly, "Oh God, no! I did not have history with Spencer, and this was one of the things that really upset me, and this was when I started distrusting the producers." Although we'll never know for sure, it seems some clever editing helped create a connection that was never really there. Season 6 of The Hills ended with the reveal that Brody's final scene was being shot on a studio lot, a not-so-subtle nod to the show's fake storylines. But things could have gone very differently because Lauren actually returned for the series finale and filmed an alternate ending.
Hi. Where you been?
MTV broadcast the special cameo years later, showing Conrad waiting at home for Jenna as if they were now living together. In reality, the secret girlfriend Jenna kept referring to throughout season 6 was actually Avril Lavigne, who he was dating at the time. While Conrad previously told E! She had, quote, no plans to come back, producer Adam DiVello wasn't going to give up so easily. He told Entertainment Weekly, "It's something I always wanted for the finale, and it just took a lot of persuading. I was relentless and I bugged MTV until they gave in." But when all was said and done, MTV didn't follow DiVello's vision, the one where Jenna and Conrad are cohabitating. But thanks to the internet, Conrad's totally fake cameo is now immortalized forever. The most polarizing character on The Hills was definitely Spencer Pratt, who admits that he played into his villainous storylines as the show got more popular.
I say things that I feel.
But according to Pratt, he couldn't be more different from the erratic, sometimes violent, consummate dirtbag he personified on screen. Heidi's other half told In Style, "We wanted to have a show that people watched, so we did all this stuff that made us look like the worst humans on earth. When the cameras were off, I was a complete gentleman, opening doors and going to the movies and cuddling."
They needed a bad guy. I stepped in there, took the hit for the team.
One of the show's producers seemed to confirm Pratt's version of events, telling Refinery29, "I feel like he knew the character the show was portraying, and he played into it, and it helped him and the show out. Now I feel bad if any of that is ruining anything he wants to do moving forward." Even Pratt's now estranged sister Stephanie described her brother as, quote, reality TV genius.
If you guys could go back, would you do it all over again?
Oh, I would do it so much better.
NBC's long-running hit reality show The Biggest Loser provided undeniable results for contestants, like massive weight loss and enormous lifestyle changes. But was it all legit, and were those changes all positive? As it turns out, no, not really. Here's why The Biggest Loser is totally fake. While contestants appeared to be weighed once a week, that period actually changed based on filming schedules, according to Season 3 runner-up Kai Hibbard, who has frequently spoken out about her negative experience on the show. This means audiences at home witnessed large fluctuations in how much weight the contestants would appear to lose from week to week.
It's actually 20 days later that you see somebody dropping 30 pounds.
Season 2 contestant Suzanne Mendonca told the New York Post that a show doctor advised contestants to eat baking soda to fight dehydration, but she alleges that recommendation was designed to covertly make them retain water and thus be eliminated, so that more dramatic contestants could stick around.
Did you take it?
No, I did not. I just walked away from it. There was no way I was going to ingest baking soda.
Mendonca also told Entertainment Tonight that she regained 130 pounds after leaving the show.
There's so many unhealthy things they do on the show that are not sustainable in real life.
She told The Globe, "I was eating baby food. I'd wrap myself in garbage bags to sweat. We would use the sauna for 6 hours a day. People were passing out in the doctor's office." Other contestants went even further with their allegations, claiming staff encouraged them to take illegal drugs, including Adderall and the FDA-banned weight loss substance ephedra. 2008 contestant Joel Gwynn, who was coached by Bob Harper, told the New York Post, "He goes away and his assistant comes in. He's got this brown paper bag that's bundled up. He says, 'Take this drug, it'll really help you.' I was like, 'What the f*** is this?' I felt jittery and hyper after taking it once." Authorities launched an inquiry into the show in May 2016. The program has denied the accusations, saying in a statement, "We prohibit the use of any illegal substances, in addition to the many other rules and procedures of the show that are designed to ensure safety." Past contestants have revealed that the television weigh-in scale isn't actually even a real scale.
When they step on the scale, don't even know their real weight and how much they dropped.
She added that contestants are weighed 2 days prior to the episode's weigh-in. An executive producer eventually set rumors about the scale to rest, telling the Today Show that contestants are, indeed, weighed beforehand and the weigh-in on the big snazzy scale is just a prop used for television. Contestants desperate to stay on the show sometimes resorted to extreme and dangerous measures to lose a few last-minute pounds. Season 1 winner Ryan Benson wrote on his blog that he was so desperate to win that he abstained from eating solid food for the last 10 days before the final weigh-in. And for the entire last day, Benson claimed he put absolutely nothing in his body, not even water. He wrote, "In the final 24 hours, I probably dropped 10 to 13 pounds in just pure water weight. By the time of the final weigh-in, I was peeing blood."
And I sat in a sauna and I ran on a treadmill in a rubber suit and did whatever I could. It was very unhealthy what I did.
While the show made it clear that contestants were exercising constantly, it didn't show just how much. According to The Guardian, competitors were actually grinding out 6 to 8 hours worth of exercise a day. Not only is this far more workout time than is recommended by doctors, it's also much more than the average person could reasonably commit to.
I can't. Yes, you can! Don't you can't me.
A National Institute of Health study confirmed several contestants' claims that the show wreaked havoc on their metabolisms and left them prone to quickly gain back the weight they'd lost, and more after returning to regular life. The show has denied the allegations.